What you gotta do is you gotta win this game today. Not only you gotta play it moment by moment, contest by contest, quarter by quarter, and regardless of what the score says, do not accept what's going on.
Alright, so this video is really all about me showing you a typical day for me and why coaching myself is by far the best method for me. I can get the most out of my day, I can get the most out of my training, and I can get the most out of my body. So today, we're starting off, today's the 2nd of April, so clocks went back last night, so got an extra hour sleep, or you get to fit in an extra hour training. So up at 3 today, and then we're doing a 5-hour ride this morning, and then off to work, and then I'm not actually sure what I'm doing this afternoon. So I was supposed to be, the plan was I was going to hang with my, I was going to do a double ride day, so I was just going to do 5 hours this morning and then like 2 hours this arvo. And then I was supposed to be watching the footy with my roommate because I'm an Eagles supporter and he's a Freo supporter, so and they're playing tonight. So, but now he's going to hang with the misso. So, yeah. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do tonight. Like what training I'm going to do, if I do more or if I do less, or if I swim in gym or if I double ride. So I'm going to show you how I make that decision, I guess, and why coaching myself is the best method. Yeah, all right. Better get riding. See you out in the dark. This day and my week this week is a great example of why I benefit from coaching myself so much. This week I've had a massage, physio and psychology appointments. I've had Nina come from the US, that's Nina from Survivor. I've had a solid 45-hour work week. I've had to book a heap more stuff for Europe. I've been trying to sell some old bike stuff on Marketplace, let alone all the other general living of cooking and cleaning. I also don't really know how my body is going to respond each day. I like to listen to what my body is telling me so I can make the most of each day and not harm tomorrow's training. Sometimes I am prepared for a training benefit to put myself in the full grind and dark hole for 3 to 4 days with less sleep and higher training volume and intensity. But this can only last for so long before sickness and extreme fatigue set in. So I use my Whoop, which is unfortunately not sponsored, every day, which helps track my sleep data and helps me analyse my resting heart rate and most importantly my HRV to help me figure out how my body is feeling and how my body is responding to the training. But also just as importantly, I check in with my mind. Was the shift at work I did particularly hard? Should I make my hard interval session a longer aerobic session or vice versa? Am I feeling really good and can I turn this easy day or session into a monster day or session? This flexibility is what allows me to get the most out of my days, weeks and months. I was first encouraged to coach myself by Josh Amberger. I met Josh in 2021 and he's been very kind to me over the last few years and really encouraged me to leave the coach I was with at the time. He saw I was getting burnt out. Josh has also spent a lot of time coaching himself and really encouraged me to explore that myself, as there are so many long-term benefits to understanding yourself more. Josh was very kind and generous, helping guide me through my first 6 months of training myself in 2021 and was helping me plan my training and trying to keep a lid on me. So I'm really grateful to Josh for encouraging me to take that step.
Gotta live that love. You know what I'm talking about? Come on. Be the love generation. Yeah. Be the love generation. Come on. Be the love generation.
أظن ترنيت أشل هدفو ونقلوني مرهانيت هضو هدودو أظن ترنيت شل هدفو ونقلوني مرهانيت وين غاشن كاضيف للنار النت يدش ميشي يجين تدكاني عشر النت على غافية باستي لاجتن شنجاني.
Alright, so we're back. That's 5 hours done, 150k. It was average watts was 188, I think, so just nice and easy. I started riding and I just, like my legs were just really knackered. So I had a really solid massage on Friday night, and it's just, it affects the body, and it's what I need right now to help get my knee right. It's all interconnected, and basically what the working theory right now for my knee issue is that the hips have rotated forward. It's an issue I've had since I was tiny, but I haven't kept on top of it because I've kind of forgotten about it. And the muscles in the front of your legs, so your psoas and all the hip flexors tighten up because you spend so much in the TT position, hunched over. That forces the quads to stretch and have to work overtime to compensate. So as a result, they lock up, they get really tight. As a result of that, more impact is going through the knees because the glutes and the quads can't cope with it. So that's what we believe has led to the issue. So we're trying to solve both the causal issue and I guess the resulting issue to get me back running. But as a result, means, solid massages, lots of stretching and stuff. So at the moment as well, I'm trying to sell some like bike parts, which you would have heard in the voiceover. Just old bike stuff that I've got lying around. I got a few old sets of wheels and stripped my old Canyon that I crashed last year. So and a guy just messaged me saying he can come this afternoon to pick up some parts. So that's going to affect my training as well this afternoon. So just another case of why I don't have a coach. So I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do this afternoon. I got like 15 minutes to get out the door, eat and leave for work. So I'm going to run inside, shower and get ready ASAP. I'm going to bring my swim stuff and just in case, and I'll figure it out on the way to work or while I'm at work. Yo, let's go. Yeah, so I kind of expected my body to feel pretty average after the massage. It's pretty brutal on the body and it needs to recover from that. But no way I'm doing a double ride day today with the way that I felt on that ride. I'm just going to dig myself a hole with the muscles, and what is the point of that? So if I train, it'll be a swim. But I'm just still trying to organise with this other old mate when he can come pick up some stuff from me. I'm trying to sell basically everything I don't need to help me get to Europe. So that's why I'm doing it now. So one thing for me, I'm sure, if you've been following along for a little while, is I don't have a problem with hard work, and I think I love hard work. That's why I do triathlons. I wouldn't be doing long distance triathlons if I didn't love hard work. And I don't need to be motivated. I don't ever need a coach to yell at me or anyone to kick me up the arse, because I'm so motivated myself. And I think if you do need that, then I think you're in the wrong sport. But as a result of that, one thing I've had to learn over the years is learning where to pull myself back. There's a point in which you push your body over the line and you're actually doing worse to it, more damage to it than if you had taken that rest. And that's something I've worked on with my psychologist for quite a while. And so in our recent appointment, one of the one-liners she gave me was, Jesse, discipline for you is actually training less, not training more, and it really couldn't be more true. Especially with this injury right now, it's requiring so much more time. You know, this week I've had a physio, I've had a massage, I've had a psychology appointment, all the stretching, like extra stretching, and you know, like that's hours a week I'm doing stretching and foam rolling and stuff. So I'm having to make time for that, which means reducing other training, and that's not easy for me. And I don't think it's easy for a lot of triathletes, because if I don't like smash myself, or not smash myself, but if I am not training to my absolute peak ability and capability, then I don't feel peaceful. I get a bit anxious, and yeah, it's something I continually need to work on. Where that little deeper meaningful moment kind of falls into this conversation about coaching is, I've been overtrained by a coach in the past, and you know, gotten sick so many times, but not just overtrained. I truly found the difference between burnt out and overtrained, and that affected me for months. And one of my training partners at the time, she's now, you know, she's still recovering, I guess, and it's been 2 years. And it's really sad, and it can happen to a lot of athletes, and so if I'm a really super highly motivated person, I don't need surrounding myself with other super highly motivated people that are willing to push and push and push and push, is only going to cause me to go past the red line. And you know, that's pretty self-explanatory and pretty obvious, but I've learned the hard way to avoid that. Yeah, so that's how that kind of falls in there, and why it's something, you know, I'm still working on, is pulling myself back and keeping in check my health and my mental health and my body. Because, you know, while I preach hard work and preach waking up, you know, I was up at 3 or 4 a.m. this morning. That's great, you know, do that, but understand where your limits are and enjoy life. Because having a 99% healthy mind versus a 90% healthy body is going to perform so much better than vice versa. So yeah, just want to make sure I'm not coming across as hard work is the only way, but destroying yourself is not a good thing. Find the balance for you and what you've got going on in your life. Alright, I definitely didn't plan on doing this much, like talking to the camera, but I feel like I just got so much to talk about on this topic, and I don't have a lot of time in the day, so I'm just going to do it now. And so my coaching history, I've had one main coach back in 2019. I started with him after I did my first half Ironman in 2018, qualified for the World Champs in France. I thought, let's have a crack at this for a year, see if I enjoy it. Got myself a coach. He was fantastic. Like, I learnt so much from him, and I wouldn't be where I am now without him. Yep, absolutely. So much credit to him for teaching me about training methods and working hard. He taught me, he pushed me to my limit and past my limit so many times that, yeah, I've learnt just how hard you can work, and it's a lot harder than a lot of people are willing to. But unfortunately, just as I just kind of referred to, that coaching relationship had to come to an end, and you know, every relationship has its season, I guess, and for that one, that was it. You know, I'd learnt a lot, but I guess for me, I felt like I needed to take my next step and move on. Yeah, it was just getting to the point that I couldn't be in an environment which was so high pressure, you know, pushing, because it led me to break, you know. And at the time as well, Fee was terminally ill, and so that was another stressor. I was at uni full time, I was trying to work, everything was too much, and what that led me to learn was I struggled in that relationship with the coach to kind of help to have him help me navigate that, you know, to tell me, I needed him to tell me, you know what, Jesse, you're sleeping in this morning. That's what I needed, but I couldn't get that from him, you know. And so I've had to step away from that relationship for me to take more charge of that myself. But yes, it was a great relationship, and I would not be self-coaching myself like I am now if it wasn't for everything I learnt from him. So then my second coach, so he actually he asked to coach me, really. I was only with him for like 2 months, and that was last year. I was at a time in my life where I wasn't quite ready, you know, with everything I was processing with Fee and mental health wise and after Survivor. I wasn't quite ready to go, you know, balls to the wall yet, and I kind of didn't have that big fire in my belly for the sport at the time, and I just had other things I needed to work through, and I was, you know, my last semester at uni, full-time uni, so but tried it out, and he was a great guy, but everything was just cut and paste. I felt there was nothing in there that I looked at and thought, I can, you know, I know that's pretty standard. Yep, that's a 2-hour easy ride. Yep, that's an, you know, swim set, very standard. Run set, very standard. There was nothing in there that was any different, or, you know, communication wasn't great between the two of us, and I just thought, why am I paying for this? You know, like, I don't have much money, like, you know, so it just didn't make sense at all to me. I was like, why on earth am I doing this? And not only that, I'm like, today is an exact case of why I can get more out of myself by training myself. If I had a coach, you know, he might have set, you know, only a 3-hour ride this morning, but I've gone, well, actually, you know what, I'm feeling alright, my Whoop says I've had a decent sleep, you know, I'm not in the red, that was yesterday, you know, so maybe tomorrow morning I'll, you know, push it a little bit more. And then what do you know, oh, you've also got daylight savings, so I can fit in an extra hour. You know, then maybe he would have scheduled, you know, a swim and a gym session this afternoon, or a gym session or something. But it's like, well, I got my massage on Friday night, the body's not feeling great, so I don't actually want to do a gym session. But you know what? He might not be checking in and willing to work, you know, with me that one-on-one, which often coaches are, you know, unless you're a full-time professional. Coaches often aren't, you know, working with you quite that much. So then, you know, so many things. Well, then also, you know, the guy might be coming to buy some things from me this afternoon, so I might not be able to train at all. I've also got to fit in a good 45 minutes of stretching this afternoon. So all those things just go, I don't know how people get coached, you know, or why they're getting coached. The only reason that you get coached is you don't have the experience in the sport yet, and for that reason, 100%, you should get a coach if you've just started out in this sport, because you can injure yourself, you can hurt yourself, you can dig a hole, or you can waste your time very quickly with training. But yeah, think about coaching yourself. If you are, you know what you're doing, you've been doing this for a little while, save your pennies, have a go at coaching yourself. I think, you know, if you're self-motivated and disciplined, you'll be able to get so much more bang for buck from your training. And I feel like I've learned so much about my body as well, you know, just seeing how it's responded in different sessions. And yeah, so credit to my coaches, but yeah, that's more to why I'm coaching myself. Now, it's important here as well, as I keep ranting, that I acknowledge my strength and conditioning coach, Scott. So I've been with Scott for, about four years now. So gym is the one thing I'm never going to coach myself in. No way. Far too much risk of doing something wrong, wasting my time, overloading certain muscles, building too much muscle mass, too many things that I don't know about, and there's a lot of science involved So I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm doing in the gym 100%. So I've been working with him. He's kept me very injury free up until now. And yeah, I think as you follow along, I love the gym. I swear by the gym. I think it's my superpower, because I feel like there's so many, people out there that go, oh, I don't want to get too muscly. But that's why I can push so much power on the bike. It's not rocket science. So yes, get a gym coach. Not just any gym coach. You need to get an endurance sport gym coach, particularly if you can't find a specific triathlon one. Going under a bridge. So get yourself a gym coach. Credit to Scott. Love you, mate. Made it to the pool. Yes, we're gonna swim this afternoon. Done work, and yeah, gonna do a fairly short, like time-wise and distance-wise set. Probably do about 2k, I think, 2.5k. It will be, aim of the session is short and hard, so I'll be doing, main set will be 3 100s and then 2 50s. The 100s will be like above race pace, like above 70.3 race pace, and then the 50s will be basically all out. So do that 3 or 4 times, see how I feel, and then just warm up, cool down, and probably like 100 pull between those, and yeah, so whatever that kind of works out to be. And then, because that works well, because tomorrow morning I've got a 400 set, so sets of 400s, so good bit of short hard stuff, build the fatigue for tomorrow, and then that's good endurance, strength endurance training. So then got to run to Southland, which is the nearest ANZ bank, for me to deposit some money that I got, a good chunk of money last night for selling one of my old bikes, and then got to run back home because a bloke is buying some cranks off me from one of my other bikes. Then got to do some stretching for a bit, got some washing and stuff like that to do. I left the place in a bit of a mess this morning as well, because I left so quick, because I ran late, and then going to Ruby's for dinner. So that's the plan, and yeah, be a good day. Made the most of it, thanks to coaching myself.
No breaks for me, no vacates for me. I advance every minute, boy, I live it. Why start shit you don't finish? I want the top. All my people right there in the back of the spot, I need the top. If you know me, you don't know me to stop, I need the top. All my people there in back of the spot, let them get shot. Yeah. Drinks on chill, got drinks on chill. Lights get dim and I think I will. I work so hard that I think I will. Yeah, the long week, bitch, how you think I feel? History favors the bold dog. Roll something, make sure my story gets told. Make sure our story gets told. The night's forever young, it's us that get old. Life.
the chance to do my thing.
I want the time. All my people right there in the back of the spot. I need the time.
Alright, so we're back from our swim. Ended up being just over 3k. Body felt good, so some good quality work in there. Bloke's about to rock up, hopefully, and buy some more bike stuff. And after that, then I'm gonna get inside and do a good solid bit of stretching and some washing and unpacking and cleaning and get ready for tomorrow. We've got another swim in the morning, and then gym session, and then work from 10 till 9 p.m. So solid day tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed coming along. Hope you've enjoyed coming along for this one. I know there's been a lot of talking, but I think for those of us that are interested in coaching and triathlon more specifically, then it's quite an interesting topic. And if you've got any videos specifically that you're interested in me doing, drop a comment below, send me a DM on Insta, because this one was actually inspired by actually multiple people commenting, asking about my coaching situation. So I just thought I'd share a bit more about that, and share quite a lot about that. So yeah, have a good night, guys.